What are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Well, the same thing we try to do every night, Bertrum. Take over YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my movie review for Resident Evil Apocalypse. So, dear viewer, if you wouldn't mind, don't you dare forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Resident Evil Apocalypse was released in 2004, a year I remember fondly as the year I
saw the movie Resident Evil Apocalypse for the first time?
Yes, how did you know, Bertrum?
Call it a lucky guess.
Anyway, all of you commoners out there are probably wondering. I'm so glad you asked, Barry Burton, you beautiful bearded bastard.
Oh, wonderful alliteration as usual.
Well, thank you, Bertrum. Resident Evil Apocalypse was the second in what would be 6 movies based on the Resident Evil franchise. And thankfully, unlike the original film, which had about as much in common with the original game as I have in common with Ryan Reynolds, Resident Evil Apocalypse has a lot more in common with the video games. But does that make it a better film than its predecessor?
Yes.
Let's find out, shall we?
But I already said it was.
Yes, but no one cares what you think, Bertrum.
That's not true. Mila does.
Mila, as in Mila Jovovich.
Yeah?
How the hell do you know what? Never mind. Let's just get on with the bloody review. So, this film once again stars Mila Jovovich, the human equivalent of Viagra, as Alice, who this time teams up with Jill Valentine and Carlos teams up with Jill Valentine and Carlos to escape Raccoon City, all the while contending with the dreaded Umbrella Corporation and Nemesis.
Nemesis, as in?
The very same ugly bastard from Resident Evil 3, and Operation Raccoon City, and countless other games.
A face only a mother could love.
Well, a blind mother perhaps. Anyway, story.
But didn't you just recap the story?
Shit. Haha, so I did. So, are there any other Easter eggs or characters from the video games in this movie? Well, I'm so glad you asked, dear viewers.
I didn't hear anything.
Shut up, Bertrum. Well, let's see. The zombies, zombie dogs, members of the Ashford family make an appearance. But why they didn't just make them Sherry and William Birkin is beyond me. For those of you who don't know, the Ashfords are a large part of Resident Evil Code Veronica. Oh, and the big hit with the ladies, the infamous liquor enemy type, is also in this film. So what do I think of Resident Evil Apocalypse? Well, Alice looks amazing. Jill looks amazing. The nods to the Resident Evil games are very welcome. There's some nice action, and it's bloody ridiculous. Alice has a fist fight with Nemesis, for God's sake. But it's a great popcorn movie. And before you ask, Bertrum, I don't mean that the movie is literally made from popcorn.
Oh,
Now, this came out in a time when we had cheesy, over-the-top action movies coming out of our rear ends, all of which starred gorgeous females like Underworld, Aeon Flux, Van Helsing, and Resident Evil Apocalypse is no different. This movie feels the closest to the games out of any of these live-action movies. Well, apart from Welcome to Raccoon City, of course. And that's why it has always been my favorite of the Mila Jovovich movies. Will it continue to be my favorite now that I'm going back through the series? Well, I guess we'll just have to watch the next movie, and the one after that, and the one after that, and then the one after that, and we shall find out what my favorite of these movies are. Therefore, I declare that Resident Evil Apocalypse is splendid. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my movie review for Resident Evil Apocalypse. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Say goodbye, Bertrum.
Goodbye, Bertram.
Right, so returning to this part where you were going to tell me that you knew Mila Jovovich. Now, is that actually true? Or is this like that time you said that there was a garden gnome living in our toilet? Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.